Hey yo pretty people, my name is Lex and welcome back to the Sadly Vanilla. We are here in the mesa of, what's his face? BJW, yep. And truth be told, what I'm doing here, I'm basically making it even bigger mesa. Yeah, I'm making an even bigger mesa of this mesa. That joke really didn't work. I should cut it out in post or something, but I will not, because screw actually editing your videos, right? We're gonna do this German style. Guys, yeah, welcome back to Sadly Vanilla. I've been not playing on the server for quite a while. That is explained by the fact that I did not have the time to play any type of survival Minecraft, but the time has changed and I'm finally out of my giant pit of commissions. I'm very happy with it, and I am finally here back on the server to lay down some blocks. Like, that's literally what I want to do. But before we can lay down some blocks, we need to pick up some, and that's why I'm here. You see, this whole project, this whole playthrough, I've been promising you guys that I will work on my ship sometime. I will make it better, and it will be like the greatest ship to ever graze the skies of the server. And I never actually got around to it, but recently I found out just how much of 1.14 is friggin' basically complete, how much of it is already in the snapshots, and I kinda got terrified, and it kinda pinched me in just the right places, and I was like, yep, we're gonna make this deadline. We're gonna gather all the blocks, we're gonna gather all the crap, we're gonna put down the blocks, and we're gonna build this ship. So that's what we're doing today. Today we will be gathering some final materials for the actual outer shell of the ship, and hopefully in the next couple of episodes we'll be finally done with it and ready for 1.13 to roll around the corner, to splash our oceans, and for us to actually start exploring it. So I'm here for the red stained clay. That entire giant paragraph, those 2 to 5 minutes of blabber about, was just me telling you that I'm here to grab some red stained clay. And that's just about it. I grabbed some just regular one, uncolored one too, and I found the saddle. So yeah, that's cool. Look at how beautiful BJW place is. Somewhere nearby is hidden an ink farm, and that's another thing that I'm looking for, and I just cannot find it. If only he'd been around. Okay, so I've been told that there is actually a dye farm, like an ink farm on the server, which is something I need for the project, but at the same time I couldn't find it, because I'm terrible at finding things on the server. So instead I've been told by Suk to be actually headed towards the Dye King Emporium. So yeah, no wonder I've been told by Suk. That's his freaking shop. Let me double check if he even has any black one, because I would buy all of it for various reasons. Okay, 1 diamond per chest slot. How many diamonds do I have? And how much he wants for? You know what? This, like, all things considered, I am definitely not trying to hunt down all the squid necessary to fill up this chest. Like, that is not something I'm willing to do. At the same time, I am not willing to build an ink farm all of my own. However, I could just locate the dye farm and AFK out there and basically get all the stuff myself. So, on a server where, mind you, diamonds are not necessarily that rare, you probably would be okay buying this stuff, like, at this rate. But at the same time, on a server where there is already a dye farm, this is, frankly, a robbery. Like, as someone who is about to basically embrace 1, 2, can I, okay, 3. 3. I can grab the third slot. 4, 5, and there. We'll specifically see. There's a payment chest, right? There's the payment chest. This is where I'm putting the diamond, just to highlight. Just to highlight the scammery and the beggary of this. This will have to be dealt with. Right? I'm putting this off into my long, like there's a saying in Russian, dolgi ящик, a long drawer, which is like the drawer that you put your stuff that you will do later in. It's actually already filled, so this will be like on the top of the things in the long drawer. That I will have to do is this Die King of yours looks more to me like a general meat, a meat grinder, because you see this right here is nothing but a bunch of bologna. To quote the German people, this is mere Wurst. But yeah, we got the die, that's all that matters for now. Next on the bucket list, turn it into concrete, which I already have plenty of sand and whatchamacallits in my ender chest. To get some glass colored, which will require a bunch of sand, and that's not that big of a deal. And finally, we will need an absolute buttload of dark oak wood for a multitude of reasons. But I remember in one of the previous episodes we already had a like deforestation time lapse, so it's not that big of a deal. We can get that stuff anytime soon. But through it all, this will be dealt with. I just mark my words. In fact, write that down and remind me sometime later. But seriously, 1 diamond for half a stack. Okay, so final tally for the episode. Ta-da! And bear in mind that like each stack of dark oak wood results in basically 4 stacks of dark oak planks, which is mainly the material that I'll be using as my thing. Now, the fact that I'm using black concrete powder will ultimately backfire because gravity blocks, so I need to convert it, but there is a convertible machine, the machine to convert black concrete powder into black concrete at the spawn town, at the sea haven, which, yeah, it is a bit of a trip, but I've been working on a passage, or a safe passage for myself from my place to that place, and yet no one still can find it because of course no one's looking for it, obviously. The hidden claim will come in handy once I figure out how, once I get some yellow dye and figure out the accents, how to make the accents without the entire thing looking like a combination of a medieval ship and a tugboat. And now that I talk about it, I just realized that I never actually introduced you guys to the actual thing that I'm planning to build. Yeah, you see, I've been sketching in creative, because of course I was. I've been sketching in creative and generally like looking for a way of tuning this glorified box, which, yeah, it is, a glorified box, into a proper battleship-ish thingy-magic. No, battleship-ish sounds like I'm putting armor on a ship. No, putting a battle vessel, let's put it that way, into a proper vessel of, you know, of war. And I hate to brag, but I feel like I'm moving in the general right direction. So let me quickly cut the recording here, go into the creative world, maybe even poke around before showing it to you some more, and then you guys absolutely have to check out the thing I've been trying to come up with, because I'm pretty sure that if up until this point, all of like the stuff that I've been telling about this grand ship that we're building in this series is basically amounts to a bunch of empty promises, this might actually look pretty cool for you. I don't know like what your opinion will be, but yeah, just check it out. 1, 2, 3, go. Ta-da! So yeah, this bathtub looking thingamajig is essentially like the general feel I really want to go for the ship. Now, if you look at it, you will instantly realize why I wanted this much like black concrete, this much of this stuff, and you will instantly ask me, Zloy, if you were right there, in the mesa, why didn't you grab some orange sandstone? Why didn't you grab some red sand to make red sandstone to put together the skulls? Those beautiful, glorious, amazing, cool brand recognition skulls that you really wanted to put on the ship. Well, friends, the answer is I'm stupid. That's literally the only answer. I completely forgot that I needed red sandstone. I was kind of thinking that maybe I will go do away with achacha wood, but truth be told, I was right there. I didn't grab any achacha wood either, so just call like I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm an idiot. Fine. Also, this you will quickly realize that this is but a sketch of the glory that my battle vessel shall be, and yeah, it is only like a half of a ship. That I am fine with too. You see, sorry, I'm stumbling over myself because I'm so freaking excited about this thing, and I'm just, I don't know, I really hope that you understand, guys, that this is my first time playing this game on this server back in like a month, and I'm really like fired up about this entire thing, which I hope you recognize and realize, and like kind of, I really want to share this excitement with you. This is basically what I want, and this, although it is but a sketch of the general like epicness that I really have in mind, it really has all of it in it already. Yes, it only has like 3 like stories to it. I know that the stories are actually, oh okay, in Russian it's called paluba. I have no idea what it's called in non-Russian. I have no idea about the shipping terms and ship building terms, but there are basically 3 stories to it. The lower one, the middle one, in which like this is where I plan on for my storage system to go, and then there's the upper deck. That's the thing. And then there's the upper deck on which like the masts and the sailing thing, the magic, the sails will be on top of it. And then there'll be another like half of a deck, basically the deck for this pit, where you know usually the person steering the entire thing is, and also there will be a bit of a deck for the nose, on the nose of the ship. Also, out of the changes that I really want, there are like 2 more major ones. First of them is I really don't like how the buttocks of the ship is, and yeah, in Russian it's called karma. I have no idea how it's called in English. I apologize, I'm not that versed in the naval terms. All I really know is that a compass becomes a compass once it's on the ship. it's exactly the same thing, but once it's on board, it's a compass. Just shut up and like it. There's no other explanation. But yeah, the buttocks of the ship needs to be kind of more booty like. It needs to be pumpier. It needs to be like generally bigger. The nose, on the other hand, like on the other side, actually, not the hand. There's no hands. It's a vessel. It's not a robot yet. Which, keep that in mind. That's actually a good idea. But just we'll put a pin in that. Maybe we will add giant hands to it. Maybe we will make a robot out of it at some point. Right now, I'm just sketching. I'm just freestyling. It's fine. This is not a final version, guys. It's not in survival yet. So the nose I really love. The nose I feel like tuned out pretty well, but the best part I feel like right now for this sketch is that it is only half a ship, and it is that the front side and the back side of it actually allow me to make the ship to a certain degree however wide I like. Because that's one thing I was not considering while sketching it in creative. I did not actually consider the real sizes, like the real size of my storage room that I already implemented. And I don't feel like rebuilding that one. I probably will not be rebuilding that one because moving chests in Minecraft is a bit of a hassle. So I can basically build this thing on one side, build an exact copy of it on the other side of my storage room, fill in the lower deck and the upper deck, and basically just fill in the space between them, the wide space between them, And you can see I already like placed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks, which is in Minecraft terms that's a lot. But if you imagine that there's the other side of the nose is there, if you imagine that on the other side, on the buttocks of the ship, there will be also like not 5 blocks but 7, 8, 9, it will still look fine, it will still look pretty good. It is especially true for the kama, for the back side of the ship, because it is just it's traditionally the wider part. I know that this is not an actual ship; it will not actually sail through the water. We are still aiming to make it airborne, if possible. But at the same time, it needs to kind of resemble the general traditional ship. Besides, so far, with how quickly 1.13 is developing, I'm legit afraid that I will not have the time before it comes out on the server to put gusts on the ship and actually force it to be in airborne. So we might actually have to sail it on the water first and then rise it into the thing. And I know that that's not actually possible in the game, like without a legitimately giant amount of either vault edit or role playing. But okay, we'll walk around, we'll do the thing, guys, don't worry. This I like, and I want your opinion on it. Like, that's the thing, that's the reason I'm doing this entire video. I want your opinion on it. I want to know what I can improve before I implement it in the actual survival world. Now, of course, there is some leeway and there's like some wiggle room once we start building into survival world 2. We can expand it, we can shrink it down. The only really good part of it that I'm adamant I will not change is this middle part. And the nose I really like, but the butt side will be probably changed into something more photogenic and more appealing to the male audience. Yeah. So that's the thing that I really want in the comments from you guys for today. And if you do comment, if you do like leave your genuine opinion and maybe your genuine suggestions for it, thank you so much just in advance. That is really appreciate it. I might not reply, but I'm definitely reading all of the comments. I always read all the comments on my channel. I reply to a lot of them. But yeah, I'm just blabbering at this point. But I'm just that pumped about this entire project. So once again, thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been Galore XP. This has been my random creative world, but also Decidedly Vanilla server, on which I already basically have all the materials. If you look at this has less materials than I have in that chest that I just showed you. So next episode we're starting constructing this very thing, and nothing can probably stop us. Probably. Unless like something happens to me in real life. To be continued. See you next time. Bye bye.